Okay, welcome to another video. In this video I'm going to look at some of the features of the TI-89 graphing calculator. Now this calculator, when it first came out in about 1998, it's one of those calculators that instructors didn't want you to bring to class, and especially they didn't want you to use it on a test. This calculator was one of the first calculators that could generate symbolic answers. Most calculators will come out, you input some data, you'll get a numerical value. This calculator gave you symbolic answers, as I'll illustrate in these examples. So, the first one, factor. Okay. So, look at the calculator and go into F2, and I want a factor, so I'll hit 2. And then I enter what I'm going to factor, so it's going to be x squared minus x minus 6, close parentheses, hit enter. And the calculator gives you the factors: x minus 3, x plus 2. Clear this. The next one is solve an equation. Okay, so this is a quadratic equation which you can solve either by factoring, use the quadratic formula if it isn't factor, and so forth. But with the calculator here, all we have to do is get the solve command. So number 1 is solve. So enter x to the second minus x equals to 12. And here I have to define the variable, so I have to enter a comma here and then tell the calculator I'm working with x as the variable, and then close the parentheses and hit enter. So I get my solution: x equal 4, x equal negative 3. One problem with the TI-89, though, you have to be real careful with parentheses and brackets or whatever. Some of the calculators, like the 83, 84, sometimes if you leave the parentheses off, it'll still come out with a solution. This one's a little bit more picky, so you have to be careful with that. Okay, let's look at the next one. Number 3. Again, it's solve, but look at this. It's fourth degree equation. Now, if I use the same function here, solve function that I used in the previous example, it'll only give me the real solutions. So, if you anticipate that you're going to have imaginary solutions, then what you want to do is use the one that gives you complex solutions. So let me F2, and that'll be this one here, number 1 under that menu. So see, this one says C solve, so this one gives you the solutions if they're imaginary. Okay, so now the rest of it is the same, though. I simply enter 3x to the 4th plus 5x to the 3rd plus 25 x to the 2nd plus 45 x minus 18 equals to 0. Okay, again, it has a comma and then the variable x, close the parentheses, and hit enter. tells me it's fourth degree, so you would expect at most 4 solutions. Some of them could be repeated, but it's possible that you would have 4 distinct solutions because it's fourth degree. So according to this, I have 3i and negative 3i. Then scroll over to the right. X equal to 1/3. Here's another solution. And x equal to negative 2. This is the other one. Now if I had used just the solve feature on this one, I would have just gotten the real solutions of 1/3 and negative 2. So if you expect imaginary solutions, or if you're not sure, just use this csolve function. Okay, let's look at the next one. Okay, here I have a system. Solve the system. X minus y is equal to 6, x plus y is equal to 2. Okay. F2, number 1 will work on this one. And I'm going to enter the systems. X minus y equals to 6. And then I need an and here. Okay, so I have to go to the math menu. So I'll go second, and then math. Go to 8 here, and then 8 has the word and there, so hit 8 again, and it puts the and there. Okay, then type in the next equation, x plus y equal to 2. Okay, comma, and then I have to indicate the variables, which we have x and y. So here again we have to use the braces. So here are the braces right here. So I hit second key, braces there, okay, put the x in, comma, and then y, and then the right braces, and then parentheses, and hit enter. Okay, so my solution to the system is x equal to 4 and y is equal to negative 2. Now if you have a 3 by 3 system, 3 equations with 3 variables, then it would be the same thing. You'd have the first equation here, and then an and then the next equation, then another and then the next equation, and then the comma, the braces, and then of course inside the braces you'd have x, y, z, close parentheses, and it'll solve it for you. If it has a solution, otherwise it'll tell you that it doesn't. Okay. Let's look at the next problem. Expand x minus y times x plus 6. So it wants you to multiply this out. Okay, so go to the menu here, and number 2 is expand, so or number 3 rather. So hit 3, and then type in x minus 1, parentheses, close it, and then we have x plus 6, close it, and then close the main parentheses, hit enter, and it multiplies it out for you. X squared plus 5x minus 6. Okay, clear this. Now let's look at the next one. Write as a single expression. So basically we want to combine this. So we define a common denominator, which is x minus 1, x plus 1. So if you did this the long way, you'd multiply here the top and the bottom of the first fraction by x plus 1, top and the bottom of the second fraction by x minus 1, and then combine. Okay. On the calculator though. Number 6. This is your command. So let's enter this 2 divide. Here we need parentheses. X minus 1. Okay. Plus 2 over parentheses x plus 1. Close parentheses. Hit enter. Here we get the result after simplifying is 4x over x squared minus 1. Okay. Those are examples from algebra. Let's look at one from trigonometry. Let's say we have a problem like this. Solve for solutions in the interval from 0 to 360. So in trigonometry, you're given equations rather to solve. And if the equation has one solution, it's going to have an infinite number of solutions because the functions are periodic. Most often they're going to ask you to find what they call the basic solutions in the interval from 0 to 360 or from 0 to 2 pi if you have it in radians. So in this case we want it in degrees, and we only want the solutions that fall between 0 degrees and 360. Calculator. Now since we want the answers in degrees, we've got to just double check our mode and make sure that we have it in degrees, and this one is in degrees. Okay, so I'm going to solve this by using number 1, and then I'm into the equation. So this is going to be sine, I need the sine function, so this will be second, and here's my sine right there, sine of x, close parentheses, is equal to, and then square root of 2. So second, there's my square root here, 2, close parentheses, divide by 2. And then this is going to be comma x, and then I close parentheses. So up to this point it's the same as the other ones, the algebraic equations I solved. So close parentheses. But I only want the answers that fall between 0 and 360, so now I have to do this. So I want this bar right here, so hit this bar. So this is saying basically I want the solutions to this equations such that the value of x falls between 0 and 360. Okay, so I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to say x has to be greater than or equal to 0. So go to the math menu, second, math, number 8, and I want greater than or equal, there it is, number 3, so hit 3. X has to be greater than or equal to 0. And of course, since I have it set to degrees, that means 0 degrees, so 0. And second, again, math, 8, and I want the word and. So this will be 8. And then again, x must be less than 60, or 360 I should say. So second, math, 8, and number 2, x less than 360. Okay. And then I'll hit enter. Okay, so here's my solution. So the solutions to the equation sine of x equal to radical 2 over 2, we have 2 in that interval. X is equal to 45 degrees, or x can be 135 degrees. Those are the solutions. Okay, so let me clear this. Okay, so far we've done some problems in algebra, trigonometry. The last three are from calculus. Okay, so this one says find the derivative of the given function. There's my function right there, using the calculator. Okay, so I'm going to go second, math, and then I'm going to scroll down. Algebra, trigonometry, okay, there's calculus, so go to the right, and I want derivative at this differentiate. So that's simple 1. Okay, so I simply enter that function. Okay, so this is 3x to the third minus 4x to the second plus x minus 12. Comma, x, close parentheses, hit enter, and the derivative of this function then is 9x squared minus 8x plus 1. Okay. So you can take the derivative or differentiate a function using this calculator. Okay, number 9, it says find the indefinite integral. That's just the opposite of the derivative. Okay, so I want the integral of 4x. These are all basic problems, but it can do a lot more or work a lot more complicated problems. These are just very basic that I'm doing now. Again, I'm still in calculus, so I'm going to find the calculus menu, over, integrate. That's the opposite of the derivative. So this is number 2. Okay, so I enter the 4x and then comma x, close parentheses, and I get 2x squared. Now actually the answer is 2x squared plus a constant. So if you were going to work this on an actual homework or test, the answer would actually be 2x squared, and you would put plus c or plus k. But pretty much gives you the answer, 2x squared. Clear. Okay, number 10 is a related problem. It's related to number 9, and in this case, instead of finding a indefinite integral, it says find the value of the definite integral. Definite in the case is you have limits here from 1 to 2. So the answer to this problem is going to be numeric. And it's going to be the same menu. Oops. So go to calculus. Again, it's the same thing, number 2. So again, I want the definite integral from 1 to 2 of 4x. So this is basically the same as the last one. Everything's going to be the same for the most part. Comma, x. The only thing is that we have to indicate the limits. It's from 1 to 2. So I put in the 1, and then the 2, close parentheses, and I get 6. So this value, depending on what you're working with, could mean probability. It could mean the area under a curve. Has different meanings that you learn when you take calculus. But anyway, this gives you an idea of the power of the TI-89, and you can see why many instructors didn't want you to take these calculators to class, didn't want you to use them on tests, because they would be able to do a lot of the things that they wanted you to learn. So some of the concepts they were teaching, you could get answers by using the calculator. And the calculator is still pretty expensive. The 83 and the 84 are powerful, but they can't give you symbolic answers like this one can. So this will give you an idea as what it can do. And like I said, you know what, you don't want to get out and get it if your instructor's not going to let you use it. But just wanted to present this video, and again, I'll be presenting other videos in this channel. So if you're interested, you like some of these, check out my other videos, and please put comments or suggestions in the at the bottom there, and appreciate if you subscribe. Thank you, and we'll see you at the next video.